All right. It's February 4th now. It's been about like 2 3 weeks since I did my last one because I haven't watched any films since then really. Which means now that I am about I don't know 7 or 8 movies behind. I did 7 in January. It's been 3 weeks, so somewhere in there. I don't know. I'd need to recalculate. It's a whole thing. If I'm gonna hit 150 movies, I'm gonna have to start watching every single day to catch up from the deficit I've created. But to be honest, I just haven't felt like watching anything. I was moving, and then I guess it's been like 2 weeks now since I moved into the dorm. Anyway, yeah, I just didn't feel like watching anything for the past 3 weeks for whatever reason, except for House for like the umpteenth time. But I finally did watch something. I watched The King of Comedy this morning at like 4 a.m. I went to bed early and woke up really early because I haven't been sleeping right. So I watched The King of Comedy for school. Only thing I knew about the film before going into it was that it was the inspiration for the Joker movie, and I wasn't really a big fan of Joker, so I was not sure I was gonna like this film. And I won't say it's my favorite. It's definitely not my favorite Scorsese film. That definitely goes to Goodfellas. But it is an interesting film, and it's a good film. It's like the long version of that Eminem song "Stan." It's like the long version of that Eminem song "Stan," where De Niro plays this guy Rupert Pupkin, who's obsessed with a celebrity, Jerry something. Anyway, he ends up like kidnapping him and stuff so that he can get a chance to be on the show and he can prove to the world that he is the king of comedy. Um, the beginning part where they're just establishing his craziness, part of it had some of that like awkwardness that I hate where he's just like weird in public. But it wasn't so bad that I couldn't sit through it. It was just like which I think was kind of like the point Scorsese was going for. This guy is just like a little off his rocker. I definitely liked the ending better than I like Joker. I feel like Joker was trying to make this statement about like the media propping up like crazy people, but and yet like he goes to jail and stuff, and him like shooting De Niro in that movie just felt kind of like I don't know. It's like what did De Niro really do to him? Nothing.
Mhm.
Uh, so I don't know, but in this movie, it felt like it made more sense in that he really was obsessed with Jerry because he wanted the opportunity. He's always dreaming about being the king of comedy. He's almost normal enough you can sympathize with him in the sense that like he's a guy with these big aspirations and you kind of want him to win, but also he's just crazy enough that you're like this guy's insane. Lock him up. So I kind of liked that aspect that he wasn't really violent in the end. Like sure he kidnapped the guy, he didn't hurt him at all, so it kind of ends up being like a little bit sillier in a way, which I think was a good choice since it's the king of comedy. I don't know. I feel like the movie being a little bit funny in some aspects, even though it's a serious drama, worked out for it. Yeah, and I'm not really sure like what the message is. I guess it does sort of have a message about society, sort of like, emboldening crazy people to do crazy things because they'll get attention. He gets everything he wants from doing the wrong thing, which should that really be the message? I mean, he gets a book, he becomes a millionaire, he's a successful comedian when he gets out of jail because he's famous for doing this stunt. Um, which I think there's a good point there. Like, should we be indulging in people who are seeking attention like that, especially for the wrong reasons, if it's going to just encourage them to seek attention further by doing more wrong? Um, I don't know. That's a good question to ask. I've heard it said that, you know, you should give attention to attention seekers who deserve the attention. So if they're doing something that warrants giving them attention, then give it to them. But I'm not sure. I don't know. At a certain point, it's like some people will do anything for that attention and like kidnapping. And if you indulge in that, do you not just encourage more crime? I'm not sure that that's the message Marty was going for, but it was that's kind of what I took from it. I'd be interested to read some stuff and figure out what critics think. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I guess I need to like start grinding out movies, but to be honest, I've been exhausted just doing classes and stuff, so we'll see. I might fail this task horrifically, and if that's the case, I'm gonna be very embarrassed at the end of this when I have like 12 movies watched, but whatever. That was the King of Comedy. I will see you later. Hopefully, it won't be 3 weeks from now. Maybe tomorrow.